Oh my god, hey, oh, it's bright. It's bright here this afternoon. We have just arrived at Nottingham Station. Everybody, have you ever been to Nottingham before, Aaron James? No, I don't think I have either. Are we in the north yet, or are we just sort of the upper Midlands?
We're in the East Midlands.
We're in the East Midlands. There you go, that's neither of the things I suggested. We went past Leicester and Loughborough to get here. We took the East Midlands Railway, that was the clue, from St Pancras International in London a few hours ago. It took us about an hour and 45 minutes to get here. And now here we are in Nottingham, and we are here to see, peep the hat, Dear Evan Hansen. This is Does Anybody Have a Map?
Does anybody have a map?
My vlog series in which I travel the world, possibly, to see different non-replica productions of the Tony and Olivier Award winning musical Dear Evan Hansen. Currently this is episode 1 of 1, because at this time I have no plans tangibly to travel anywhere else to see any of the other ones, but this is kind of the first major opening. It's not the very first non-replica Dear Evan Hansen, but it's the first major one. Ooh. Waterways, canals. We're learning things about Nottingham already. We are on our way to our hotel because we can check in momentarily. We are staying at the Lace Market Hotel, who are accommodating us during our stay, which we are very grateful for. We're going to go check in there and then spend the afternoon in Nottingham before seeing the show this evening. How exciting! We are walking underneath a tram line right now. If we could have got the tram, we're only walking about 10 minutes. So I figured we didn't need to get the tram, but I'm going to be very upset if I find out this could have been a tram journey. I love a tram.
You do.
And look what we get instead. Not only no tram, 100,000 steps. I'm getting Edinburgh Fringe flashbacks. Madness. We have arrived. Here we are at the Lace Market Hotel in Nottingham. I have just noticed something called the Chocolate Cafe over there in the... Is that the National Justice Museum? Yes, it is. Hello, Oscar Wilde. That all makes sense. Here's our hotel. The Lace Market Hotel. There you go. Okay, here's what happened. We arrived, we were like basked in the room, and then we both immediately had to do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
So now we are going to theatricalize, and I mean, we haven't really explored fully. I haven't seen the bathroom yet.
I literally sat down and jumped straight on a meeting.
Yeah, we landed, did stuff, but I'm going to show you. Yeah, we landed in the room.
We landed in Nottingham. That's what happens when you're on a train.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. Get ready to pivot around. This is a studio suite here at the Lace Market Hotel. There's little steps for you to go down to enter into the room. I can like perform the title number of Hello Dolly down here. Look at this. Look at this. We have a nice little lounging area with artwork, with a lamp. This is also where you'll find the mini bar, where a card has led me to believe there may be a bottle of complimentary Prosecco. Can you imagine? As well as a handful of other tasty treats, I dare say. But yes, much comfort here for the two of us. We have this little getting ready space. My outfit this evening for Dear Evan Hansen in Nottingham is not super glamorous, but it's going to feel very glamorous now that I have this area. This was also great for Aaron jumping on a meeting. Here we go, here we go. Lots of tall windows, high ceilings, given that it is a split-level studio suite. We've got little wardrobe space there. Oh my god, there's a hairdryer. I am in love. I am in love. So many hotels, and I forget to bring one with me. Oh, we also have robes and towels. Look at this. Look at this. We have an ironing board. I might iron my clothes for the first time in my adult life. But hairdryer, that does make a difference to me. Far too few hotels have hairdryers. There we go. Over here, we will find the bathroom. I haven't seen this yet. Oh, it's spacious. Oh my gosh. Aaron, there's a bathtub. And like ballerina artwork. Yep, little bathtub, toilet and bidet. There you go. Oh my god, bidet. We have, look at these shelves here with shampoo, conditioner, shower gel in these teeny tiny little bottles. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Nice frosted window there for bathroom privacy. It's very light. Very lovely. We have towels. We have, oh, I entirely missed there is a shower also adjacent to the bath. You can choose. The choice is yours, bath or shower. Oh, how nice. We'll be enjoying that tomorrow, and possibly before we go out this evening. Haven't decided yet. Twin sinks. We can brush our teeth in tandem. How romantic. Look at that giant mirror. This is better than my bathroom at home. There we go. I never know what these things are for. Someone tell me, is this just for putting your bags on? Perhaps
Is
this...
that not room for like room service?
Oh, maybe.
So you can put the food on it, because that's like what you get in a restaurant when they put your trays on.
I thought it was for luggage.
I think it's like a tray table.
Perhaps it is.
Oh, it could be to open your bag.
Yeah.
If it was a suitcase.
Yeah, over here we have another little desk area with cupboards. This is my laptop that was already here because I have been working. I'm pretty sure I have got the air conditioning functional because it's nice and toasty warm in here with all of the sun coming through these very tall windows. There we go. There's a nice overhead fan as well for while you are sleeping on this bed. Look at that. It is large. I have not collapsed on it yet, but I will do that momentarily. It's a nice little raised plinthy area here. Aaron, you were saying it reminds you of where?
Hamburg.
Yes, if you've watched our Hamburg theatre-going vlog, we had a similar, just a very large room with a nice little...
It's a little lip step.
Little lip for the bed. There you go. There you go. Nice view out onto the street.
Hello, coffee and tea material.
Oh yes, we have teas and coffees, which will interest Aaron James. Not applicable to myself. I drink like a child. I noticed the Prosecco. I see the Hungry Pumpkin something deli cafe, something cafe. But also the view here of St Mary's in the Lace Market. Nice bit of local architecture. Let's come take a better look over here. Well, there's a tree in the way, but it looks very nice nonetheless. There you go. And from this other window, I suspect we can see the Justice Museum? The Museum of Justice? National Justice Museum. There you go. To try and convey to you the spaciousness of this studio suite here at the Lace Market Hotel, I'm standing in the middle of the whole thing, and I'm just going to pivot around. You've got that whole section over there. That was our entryway. This is there. It is vast. It is just vast. We're going to be very comfortable here. I don't even know if we're spending enough time just in... We're only here for one night. We're going out... It's already quite late in the afternoon. We're going out soon to go and see the show. I don't know how long we're sticking around tomorrow. Obviously, we're checking out in the morning after some breakfast, also here at the hotel. But I don't know if we're spending enough time here to justify how lovely this is. This is one of those hotels you get to, and then you feel sad to leave, because just very nice, very comfortable. And... key, very helpful for us doing work, and there's a very good chance I might end up filming my actual review for this production of Dear Evan Hansen in here later this evening, and I'm spoiled for choice, actually.
You could do it with like nice...
I could do it reclining on there, just like cross-legged. I could do it like at this desk. I could do it at the one over there. A lot of options here at the Lace Market Hotel, and for that, very grateful. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Do you want to test the comfort of the beds?
Sure, which side are you on?
That's a great question. I think I'm probably going to be on this side.
Do you like that side by the window?
I think so.
He is very picky about which side he's on.
I'm very specific. I like to be the furthest from the door in the event of an unexpected invasion, which we don't anticipate this evening at the Lace Market Hotel. That's just my subconscious. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to collapse. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's comfy.
Oh, it is. It's nice. I suddenly forgot how to fall backwards while I was doing that, and probably pulled some questionable faces. Also wasn't quite tall enough to reach the pillow area, but that is nice.
We like that, though, because that means that we've got a nice, roomy bed when we're lying down.
Yes. I'm here now. This is where I will stay. This is a very attractive angle. I can tell. How are you all? Okay, we're getting ready. I'm going to show you. I'm having a jacket crisis, but I've just... what's happening here? There we go. I've just rinsed my hair and attempted to style it somehow. It's too short to want to do anything at the moment. You can't see my entire outfit like this, so what's the point? I brought this nice, very nice, black, like, woolen All Saints cardigan. It's incredibly warm. I've got a blue Dear Evan Hansen blue. It's not actually Dear Evan Hansen blue, but it's not far from the blue they're using on this poster, actually, to market the show. I've got a vibrant blue trouser going on, and this white shirt with a little bit of black up there, and like black belt, which was going to speak to, you see how it speaks to the cardigan, but also it's got a star print on it. It's like a long woolen cardigan. Does that feel very Dear Evan Hansen-y? I don't know. As opposed to this cream jacket I've just been wearing on my travels today, and that possibly that's more of the vibe. Well, hey, white trainers. Yeah, I don't know, with like a scrunched up, doing something better than that with the sleeves. I don't know. I'm thinking the jacket more based on what Aaron is wearing, and the fact that it's like late summer. It is mid-September at the moment. I don't think I'm ready to go into woolen cardigan mode. I think I'm just not sure it works as well. Hold on, let me show you in a mirror. This would have made more sense the whole time. I'm not sure it works as well with the trouser. How do we feel? It's like ever so slightly. The belt and the high-waisted of this makes it look more 80s than I want it to. Do I ditch the belt? Does that open it up to a different kind of... Are we Coco Chanel-ing this? Is that... Oh. Maybe and perhaps. We're about to leave. This is pre-departure fit check. There we go, there we go, there we go. I've gone sans belt, rolled up sleeve, blue trouser. We're kind of very different extents of blue, but we're kind of doing opposites.
Yeah.
Because I've got the beigey on the top.
And the beigey down here.
Aaron's got a smart jogger with a nice striped shirt. Looking handsome. Oh, that's not the zoom I thought it was. There we go.
Yeah. And then I'm going to put on my my suede jacket. Nice, very cutesy, very demure, very few minutes left before we need to leave, is what I was going to say. Okay, we have hit the road. We have.
In a manner of speaking.
I have another pocket in my jacket.
I was going to bring this up if you didn't. Aaron's thrilled because he's just found out he had a whole pocket in this jacket he didn't know about.
It's like in the scene though.
It's a big day. We made some discoveries on the way out of the hotel because we noticed on the back of our door it says they do pizza, 24-hour pizza. Uncertain if gluten-free options are included within that because we didn't have time to investigate further. But just generally good to know and just a good vibe. Yeah. Because I've stayed at places and like on boats and in hotels recently where it's like I need to know that I don't need food at all hours, but it comforts me to know that there is access to food.
We're meant to be crossing
at all hours. Yes, we're crossing the tram lines. We are traversing Nottingham. I don't know if we're really going through like the high street or the heart of it. I think we're a little bit lower than that, but we don't have as much time to explore. Hopefully tomorrow we might do a little bit of exploring. We have no plans for tomorrow.
No.
So maybe we'll try and see a bit more of Nottingham tomorrow, but for now, heading over to our dinner reservation that I just made at Brown's because it's near the theatre, and nothing tastes better than not having to worry about getting to the theatre on time.
Yeah.
It's always our motto. We tend to over-worry about curtain times and sit-down dinners.
Especially on a press. Oh, this is fun.
Oh, there you go. I don't know if this is still the Lace Market area, hence the name for our hotel, but as we also learned, historic lace manufacturing in Nottingham, hence the name of this area, hence the name of our hotel.
German home, very fancy.
It's 4:45, so I don't know what the bells are about, I'll be honest. The other discovery was that the restaurant attached to the hotel, which is called the Cock and Hoop, has Tonic Tuesdays, was that what it was called? Gin and tonics, £4 today. So, if we're in need of a tipple post-show, I don't think there's any kind of like big opening night party, certainly not that we've been made aware of. Maybe we go back to the hotel for £4 gin and tonic. There are worse things we could do. Well, we seem to have discovered something resembling a town centre, and also I'm ticking off part of the Evan Hansen bingo I'm trying to come up with while we're here, just in case we do end up doing multiple episodes of this series. I was just wandering up here to look at the trees. Aaron thinks this is where we're going. This is not where we're going, but we're strolling to have a look. I was going to say, while we're here, we should try and take pictures of the most amazing trees, and thus far, I think these are the most amazing trees. If we see more amazing trees, we will let you know. But in terms of Evan Hansen bingo, these are, thus far, the most amazing trees. The other thing I was going to say is we should get ice cream everywhere, because they mentioned that in the show. And there is an ice cream truck. We probably won't do that pre-dinner, but that was slightly fortuitous timing. These are also some fairly impressive trees. Look at the height of that tree. This is the new most amazing tree. Stay tuned for further updates. So, as we were just saying, this is possibly going to be quite an exciting press night. This is the official opening night of the new UK tour of Dear Evan Hansen. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a non-replica production. What do I mean by that, Aaron James?
It means that this is not the Broadway and West End production, the production that you know very well. It means they will be wearing different costumes, different set, different direction, possible changes.
It's the same show as far as the script is concerned.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, but with minor differences possibly, but with different creative team, different director, designer, choreographer, set designer, etc. For those of you that have done maybe like school shows or community theatre shows, those will have been non-replica of the original production. It's something that we only tend to talk about with shows that are very recognisable and shows where one same production has been staged, has been done a lot and has been staged in multiple places. So Dear Evan Hansen, which has, toured, and it's been in the US and in Canada and in London. Everyone was kind of expecting that production to tour the UK, but it's not. They're doing a new, different production produced by ATG Entertainment, kind of launched with Nottingham Playhouse, which is where we are going this evening to go and see the show. I've just started walking now. I've stopped paying attention to where we're going. I'm going to look at a map now. Anybody have a map? Just walked past a board games cafe called Ludorati. Might check that out tomorrow. I love a board games cafe. Casper's Desserts. It's all happening in Nottingham. I'm sure Nottingham locals, if you're watching this, maybe, ooh, cherry Skittles, maybe shouting in frustration at the screen that there are cultural sites we aren't appreciating. But I'm having a lovely time. We're enjoying all of the references to Robin Hood lore, because of course Sherwood Forest, Nottingham adjacent. The Sheriff of Nottingham. We're currently walking up Maid Marian Way. If we see a fox in the street, I'm going to assume that might be Robin Hood or one of his fox descendants. Anything is possible. It's a sign. It's a sign, everybody. It's Evan's Cycles. Evan's Cycle. It's appropriate, I'm telling you. We have arrived at our dinner destination. We are eating this evening at Brown's. I can't remember if I told you this. It's Brown's, everybody. This is our menu here at Brown's. Immediately caught my eye. The Bakewell Spritz. Also intrigued by the courgette fritters. Many lovely starters. Eyeing the garlic prawns and chorizo, the crispy fried mozzarella, and salted heirloom tomatoes. Also, I do love a duck watermelon salad. And a salt and pepper squid. And sticky barbecue chicken skewers. Honestly, I could come here just for starters. I'd be thrilled. Next, I went straight to the chicken schnitzel, and I'm trying to be healthy and stay off fries at the moment, so I was going to have it with the salad. It annoys me that you have the calorie difference, and it's the same price. That I will say. Like, if it was a price reduction, I'd be right on it. But then I looked one up, and look at this here. Pan-fried chicken breast, tahini and apricot harissa, roast sweet potato, tender stem broccoli, crumbled feta and pomegranate. I am a big fan of a fruit in a hot dish moment, and I think this might be where we land. Okay, the drinks have arrived. This is the Cherry Bakewell Spritz from their summer beverages offering, so presumably not available for much longer. Picked this because I have a Cherry Bakewell cocktail regularly at the lounges / the Cozy Club, and I'm curious to see how it compares. We have amaretto in here, we got some cherries, we got some Chambord, I believe. I'm going to zoom in on Aaron's while I try it and tell you what it tastes like. Ooh! It's a little different. You still have that Cherry Bakewell flavour. Dare I say she's a little more grown up. It's a little bit less of a cocktail, more of a spritz.
More of a dark cherry.
Yeah.
So I've just had my cherries, and I'll say that obviously when fruit goes in alcohol, they get a bit boozy. They're packed to punch. So Mickey's going to try his.
My chicken has arrived, y'all. It smells gorgeous. It looks amazing. I've been trying to make more adventurous dinner choices recently, and I'm very excited about this. Aaron's got a side of gluten-free onion rings, which is headline news, and he's got a nice chicken salad. Eventually, I'm going to have to get myself a nice chicken salad because he's ordered this twice now, and I've had to look at it, and I spent all summer just wanting a glass of Chardonnay and a chicken Caesar salad, and I never got one. And so, at some point, but for today, I'm excited about this fruity, chickeny moment I've got going on here. Look at these potatoes. That looks amazing. Well, a lovely and time-efficient meal was had at Brown's.
Yeah, like gluten-free food, incredible. Like gluten-free onion rings, yes.
That was very nice.
Chicken Caesar salad, fab.
I need to get me a chicken Caesar salad. I've watched you eat too many chicken Caesar salads now.
And a really nice cocktail.
Is that the theatre? Yes, Playhouse up there. Okay, so to give you a sense of proximity, Brown's behind us. You're going to turn around. That's the Fly Tower. Up there, isn't it? There you go. This is Nottingham Playhouse. Couldn't get much closer if we tried. There you go. Enjoyed my dinner very much. We were going to go for desserts, and then we thought, what if we have dessert later elsewhere? Because this is a 7 o'clock curtain, which is part of the reason why we wanted to make sure that we got to dinner early. Press nights will be like that sometimes. We'll do a 7 o'clock rather than a 7:30, and the idea of it is to give the critics time to go away afterwards and write the review and then file and submit it so it can then be published as soon as possible. They're not making video content, so my life is a little bit different, but I try and get them out as fast as I can, as we know. Is there still an Aaron behind me? Yes, there is. But yeah, 7 o'clock curtain tonight. 2-hour 45 show, so it's going to finish at 9:45, and we're staying at a hotel 15 minutes away. So, you know, the evening still has possibility after the performance. So we thought we could go and get a sweet treat somewhere. So this is Nottingham Playhouse, an intriguing looking theatrical space, isn't it? What you're hearing is the bells tolling 5 because it's 5 o'clock. 2 hours, nope, 6 o'clock, sorry. 1 hour until the show begins, which they're still setting up the step and repeat, so we are evidently a little bit early, but we can see there's a merchandise kiosk inside. I can see new non-replica merch. How exciting. And you can see the poster artwork here. Evidently, and there's similarities in like the font to the original production, but evidently different marketing. Say hello to Arthur from ATG, who is on the poster as well. Our friend Arthur. Say hello to Aaron James, who wanted to be in this shot.
Say something.
What are you going to say?
The cutest merch I can see so far is the tote bag.
Oh no, don't be like that. Aaron has a tote bag problem. We talked about this. But yes, so as you can see, non-replica production, different artwork, different marketing materials, different vibes. Interestingly enough, they're still using the iconic blue striped shirt, the polo, in the marketing, but we've seen production images from the show that seem to indicate that exact polo doesn't necessarily feature, but we haven't yet seen the whole show, so updates on the polo shirt to follow. Surrounding the theatre, meanwhile, you'll find this large, I don't know what this looks like on the other side, but we can see ourselves there. Hello, us. Cute. It's very cute. And also, more amazing trees. How appropriate for Evan Hansen to be surrounded by so many trees. I assume this is a park that maybe is open earlier in the day. I think this is called like Playhouse Square or something. But it's a lovely space for the theatre to open onto here. They also, I believe, have a bar and kitchen. And this perhaps is... Oh, they have a different... Is that a studio space up there? The Neville Studio? There you go. We're learning so much about Nottingham Playhouse today. Just a few feet away from where we were just standing, but I need to show you the other side of this. This is called the Sky Dish, apparently. I was just reading about it down here, but there's a water feature, and it's concave on the other side. Are we going to look unflattering this way round? That's my question. In this giant dish. Or is it... No, it's because it's pointing to the sky. Oh, you see the skylight. Look at this. Look at that. Wow. Wow, I nearly walked into the water feature down here because I wasn't paying attention. But, wow. That's... Okay, now that is quite impressive for how that moves across. And then you also see it reflected again in the water down there. That's very cool. Aaron and I also have a way to make this about Dear Evan Hansen. Are you ready?
All we see is sky for forever.
So there seem to be a few different places where you can get merchandise. One of them is down here in the lower section, and we can see the prices of everything there. We have a logo t-shirt, a You Will Be Found t-shirt, both in sizes small through XXL, a hoodie in the same sizes, a tote bag, a notebook, a pen, a mug, a lapel pin, a keyring, a magnet, and a script. And we can see some of those here. You can see different artwork there using this little drawn effect using the emojis. That is the tote bag that Aaron had his eyes on that I'll be doing my best to keep him from buying this evening, but I don't know if I have the strength to stop him because it is quite cute. We have similar emojis on the mug there. You can also see the pen on the top left. That's the keyring. It's shaped like an apple. How appropriate. We've got a little lapel pin. We've got a magnet. Even easier, in fact, we have all of these designs on a stand here. So you can see what we didn't see there. The You Will Be Found t-shirt, a white t-shirt there with a yellow U. And we can see the back and the front of the hoodie. The back says today is going to be a good day, and it broadcasts that to people standing behind you in the world. I think that's quite cute. The apple, the keyring, also has a little For Forever on it there, which is also very cute. It's a little bit cutesy considering some of the themes in the show. This is something we also said about the next to normal merchandise. We have a QR code there. Scan it. I dare you. See what happens. See if it works. I'm always intrigued if this... Tell me in the comments if this is working for you and where it takes you. But yeah, some cute merchandise. Just nice to see different merchandise to the items we've seen before. Also some useful information for theatre goers here. This may change over the course of the tour. The timings may change because it's still quite early in its life. This is its first venue. Act 1 currently running at 80 minutes with a 20-minute interval and a 65-minute second act, giving us a total running time of 2 hours 45, which is decently long. And then in terms of advisories and triggers, we have haze, loud noises and flashing lights, as well as references to suicide, bullying and mental health issues. You can also get yourself the script featuring the book by Stephen Levinson and the lyrics of the score from Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. And while you're at this same location, you can also get ice creams, you can get little Calippo things going on there, you can get chocolates and sweets and Haribo and candy kittens, and a whole selection of beverages as well. Many tasty options. So this is the lower level here of the Nottingham Playhouse. One of my favourite details in every theatre is how it shows its history, and these images here of previous productions. You can see that is Mark Gatiss and I believe The Madness of King George, I'm pretty sure. As for this, not entirely sure what this is about. Is this... there's something on the floor saying what it is over there. I'm going to show it to you for now, and then I will explain, so then we both know. So according to The Wall, it's a cast aluminium mural which was presented by the Arts Council. So there you go. It is just aluminium mural on the wall. I've got another QR code for you, everybody. You can scan this to apparently download the programme for Dear Evan Hansen. Let me know if that works. Or I can show it to you right here. I don't know if they're going to have different programmes later in the tour because, again, they don't have things like production images necessarily ready to go to print. But we do have cast and creative information inside, where we can see the cast of this production. Ryan Kopel, who you may know from Newsies, is playing Evan Hansen. Lauren Conroy, recently seen in Babies, playing Zoe Murphy. Alice Fern, of course, of Wicked, of Come From Away, as Heidi Hansen, joined by the rest of the cast there as well. But just as interesting for this production is the new creative team. Alongside the same credited writers, we have director Adam Penford, who is also artistic director of the Nottingham Playhouse. We have set and costume designer Morgan Large, who also was the designer of the non-replica Wicked that I saw in Brazil. Fun fact. And choreographer Carrie-Anne Henry, whose work you may know from Sixth, and whose surname is probably not pronounced like that, and I apologise. We've got bios of some of the principal cast members I just told you about, and also, here's the all-important factor, the tour date. Dear Evan Hansen is hitting the road. Does anybody have a map? I thought of it first, Evan Hansen. You can book now at evanontour.com. From here, it is going to be visiting the Curve Theatre in Leicester at the start of October, then heading down to the Hall for Cornwall in Truro. I've been to both of those theatres. Brighton Theatre Royal, I've been to that one as well. The Birmingham Alexandra, I've been to that one. The New Victoria Theatre in Woking, I used to work at that one. There you go. Leeds Grand. I think I've only ever been to the Playhouse. Liverpool Empire, Sunderland Empire, Oxford New Theatre, Royal and Derngate Northampton, Mayflower Theatre Southampton. I grew up going to that one. Milton Keynes, Marlow Theatre Canterbury, another favourite of mine, Bristol Hippodrome, recently visited the Palace Theatre Manchester, King's Theatre Glasgow, His Majesty's Theatre Aberdeen, Grand Opera House in Belfast, Story House Chester, the New Wimbledon Theatre, one I've visited many times, the Wolverhampton Grand, Aaron's Childhood Theatre, the Lyceum Theatre in Sheffield, Theatre Royal Plymouth, the New Theatre Hull, the Wales Millennium Centre in Cardiff, the Everyman Theatre in Cheltenham, Theatre Royal Norwich, and Blackpool Grand Theatre. That's a lot of tour dates, taking us through to the 24th of May, 2025. There you go. I have been meeting some very nice people while I have been stood down there talking to the camera. I have lost my fiancé. I do not know for the life of me where Aaron has gone. And I'm now standing at such a point where I thought I would be able to see from here where he is. And I could not I could not tell you. We have another friend here, and maybe he's somewhere with her. Was he sitting down near to me? Did I miss him? I genuinely do not know. We have now taken our seats in the auditorium. It's a very interesting auditorium. They're quite interesting seats. I'll show you all of this in a minute, but first, the view from my face of hashtag DEH UK Tour. We have seen, I will say, an increasing number of pre-show presets with the name of the show on the stage, either affixed somehow or projected onto it, but a hashtag is a new one on me. And interesting to just have this little strip of colour there. I think that's indicative of the set. I think that's sort of like what you're seeing there is frosted sort of a glass, or if not necessarily glass, a frosted sort of a something. Anyway, very descriptive of me, I know. Now we're in row E, which at this production, at this theatre, is the third row, I believe, because they've taken a few out to accommodate the orchestra pit, which is the gap that you're seeing there in between the first row and the stage. Now take a look at these seats, because it's an interesting type of seat. Look at how the arms work. They're very comfortable, but it's a slightly non-traditional theatre seat, I dare say. And as we glance up, this is what the full auditorium looks like. Look at this, is that wood panelling running around the outside with the lights in it? It's very effective, it's very modern looking, very round auditorium there. It's a very high circle, a decent gap in between the stalls level and the circle there. And it seems to be just over the two levels. But this is Nottingham Playhouse, everybody. And panning back to the stage of Dear Evan Hansen, which will be beginning shortly. So I'm scanning back through this programme. Lots of actors not yet known to me. A handful of actors I've seen in a couple of things before. I'm sure I've seen Richard Hurst in something. Yes, I saw him in My Night with Reg. There you go, solved that mystery. Hello, Vivian Panker. But also I'm trying to figure out if the cast, the overall company, and not just the people you see on stage, is bigger or smaller than the original, than the West End, than the Broadway version. And we seem to have 3 different Evan covers who also cover Larry and Jack. This is what's different, I think, about this one, is that we have more cross-generational covers. Because look, Daniel Forrester here covers Larry, but also Connor and Jared. So he covers Larry and his son. This one here, Jessica Lim, first cover Cynthia, second cover Heidi and Alana. First cover Heidi, second cover Zoe. That's very intriguing to me. We also have the cast in rehearsal and the cast in rehearsal. Get it? Get it? Because it's a cast. I would also like to draw your attention to Sonny Monaghan, who is not only a cover for Evan, Jared and Connor, as well as being in the ensemble, which is a new feature for this production. But I believe, he is also the alternate Evan, and I believe he won that role via the TikTok casting competition, or the search for an Evan Hansen on TikTok. There you go. Interval was spent doing 2 things: finding wine, buying merchandise. I got the sweatshirt. I got it in a medium so Aaron and I could share it. Then it's 2 different items of clothing because it's for 2 people. That is that girl math? Is that musical theatre? I don't know what kind of math that is, but checks out. And the wine was free, so you know, it all helps. We've come outside after the show and there is vegan, gluten-free, halal catering. How exciting! I don't know that we're necessarily going to partake, but it's nice to have the option. Goodbye, Nottingham Playhouse. That was a very special evening and a fantastic first visit. We are now heading out into the night. In the midst of the night, it's 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. But we thought, because we didn't get dessert pre-show, we would go and get some ice cream or something with ice cream, which is also Evan Hansen-y related. We're going to grab a scoop at somewhere other than a la mode. But yeah, that is our next themed activity to go and do post-show. Also, if you're curious, that we think is the stage door as you come down this side towards Browns, back down towards Nottingham, basically, back down towards what we think is the city centre. If anyone wants to meet the cast. If the show is even still here when you're seeing this vlog, maybe it's useful for you for a future. I don't know. We had a lovely time. So Nottingham Playhouse thoughts separate to the show, because it said on the front it was voted, I think, in 2023. It was
most welcoming theatre.
Britain's most welcoming theatre. I felt very welcomed.
Yeah.
Had a lovely time.
It was a nice and modern venue.
Yeah, it was an interesting space to navigate and kind of figure it all out. But by the interval, I feel like we knew where everything was. There was a nice bar space.
Yeah. It was nice. It was like a lot amount of space. I'd want to see what the difference is in sitting in different seats.
I would want to go a little bit further back. The circle felt quite far and quite high, but also front stalls not particularly well raked. I think it might have been easier further from the centre because you're looking at an angle through heads.
You felt a good distance away. The thing is, though, you felt a good distance away from the stage and the people. So I don't know what,
Yeah. But I think the rake started to improve a few rows
I think so.
further back. It's a trade-off.
Yeah, I think
Depends who or just go front row. Then, like Hannah Montana, you get the best of both worlds. Unobstructed and proximity. Look what I have spotted en route to Creams. It's The Stage. It's a pub called The Stage. Their logo is little comedy tragedy masks. That's cute. What a stagey pub, Nottingham. And immediately after I finished that footage, Erin said, that's because the Theatre Royal is right there. Spin around, you're going to see the Theatre Royal Nottingham. And an audience coming out. I think Sister Act is there this week. The History Boys on tour was there last week. I was hoping to line them both up, but it's all good because we then went on to see the History Boys in Bath. But yeah, Theatre Royal Nottingham and a bunch of trams. Look at that. Oh, Erin's crossing the road. Let me follow. I like a place, though, that has multiple different theatres, and that goes to show that you could do a 2-show day solely in Nottingham. How fun! Has anyone ever done that? Let us know. Now, this is a University of Surrey Musical Theatre Society throwback for me. We're in a Creams. We're getting takeaway treats. They do gelato and sorbet. They do cookie doughs and hot puddings. They do waffles, crepes, and Hot Pockets. I have gone for a Cookie Crush waffle with vanilla ice cream on top because I can, because I deserve it, gosh darn it. And here they are. I don't know why I'm whispering. We are back in our studio suite at the Lace Market Hotel, where we are very carefully, responsible hotel guests, very carefully and not in bed, eating our desserts. This is my waffle with the ice cream. Grab a scoop, a la Evan Hansen, and Erin has a gluten-free create-your-own cookie dough, because the vegan cookie dough, we believe,
It's gluten-free oats.
is gluten-free oats. Yeah, that's what we have been led to believe. There we go. Deliciousness is imminent for us. Now I know, tiny people in my vlogging camera, what you are all thinking, what you are saying to me right now. Mickey Jo, why are you telling us about delicious, delicious waffles and ice cream? We want to know about the non-replica production of DEAR EVAN HANSEN that you just saw, what it was like, what you thought of it, and what the differences were between that and the original production. Thankfully, this is a 2-day trip. It has been a very long day. I'm going to go to bed now and or drink a glass of Prosecco, not necessarily in that order, and I'm going to tell you about it in the morning, which is hours away for me, but only a few short moments for you. Stay tuned, information to follow. Good morning, everybody. We have come down to breakfast. It's the very handsome and only slightly sleepy Erin James in the DEAR EVAN HANSEN merch. This is the breakfast menu. Here at the Lace Market Hotel, I've ordered scrambled eggs on white bread, Aaron's gone for the full English, and I also have a croissant, aka a croissant, and some jus d'orange. I don't know why I've become French. We're only in Nottingham. We've not left the country. I do tend to get slightly... Hold on. I do sometimes get slightly carried away at a buffet breakfast, and I guess the most you can have is 3. Like, you could do a hot breakfast and pastries, which is normally multiple pastries. This is restraint. I need you to know that. This is restraint. And cereal. And I didn't go for cereal. Or toast. I mean, there's toast in my meal. But, you know, I'm going to enjoy this croissant post-breakfast. And here it is. Little scrambled eggs on toast moment with my croissant on the side. And Aaron's full English breakfast over yonder. We've just checked out, but this is Lacey, the Lace Market Hotel Owl, whose design pays homage to this area's origins with lace manufacturing, as you can tell. Big fan, wanted to introduce you. Goodbye.
Bye, Lace Market
To the Lace Market Hotel, which was lovely.
It was lovely.
Yes, I don't know what, this is not the way. This is the way.
We're not the Mandalorian.
This is the way. I don't know the Mandalorian. Anyway, had a lovely stay at the Lace Market Hotel. I don't think we spent enough time in that hotel room. It was very nice.
It's tricky when you're on a theatre trip, because you kind of don't like, unless I feel like always like this with a hotel.
Yeah.
If you've got things that you've been planning to do, hotels kind of become more of a function.
I didn't get to have a bath in the bathtub, but it looked so nice. Bed was very comfy.
Yeah, it was very relaxing. I think to have so much space as well, you don't like, you can get very homely quite quickly, rather than feeling kind of in a new place.
Yeah, I guess a good night's sleep was the biggest component of what we needed, and the curtains blocked out the light really well, and it was very quiet. And there were a multitude of ways to control the temperature if needed.
Which is a big thing that, like, is helpful for when we're stopping somewhere else. Because I think we get very particular about, like, if it's too warm, we'll really struggle. Yeah, and when we go back home to our own double bed, it's going to feel small again, because that one was very large. Yeah. But yes, big thank you to the Lace Market Hotel in Nottingham for hosting us. In fact, and I'll say this as well, because I was just looking at, like, well-reviewed and well-rated hotels, and this one looked really nice, and it was, like, close enough to the theatre, but we met a Midlands local yesterday who, when we said we were, said, oh, you're staying in the nice part. So, there you go. Yeah. Can recommend the Lace Market Hotel if you're ever travelling to Nottingham. In the meantime, I think we're going to explore a bit. We may go back up to the theatre, because we're pretty sure we lost the programme last night in Creams. I can review my footage on here, and maybe you've already seen. It was face down at the Creams, so we didn't realise it was a programme.
Did we put it down at Creams and then forget to take it with us? Anyway, I have just filmed my DEAR EVAN HANSEN review, so if you want to know what I thought of the show, then that's a whole different video that will have already been up on YouTube before this one, so you can go and check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But let's talk a little bit about the non-replica-ness of this production. That's not a word. Let's talk about the differences of this production, and and how different it was to the original. And the answer is
negligible.
Yeah, not very.
And I don't know if the differences benefited it.
It was just sort of different enough. There were a couple of changes that I liked, and I was like, oh, this is...
I think it's true,
yeah. This is the thing about non-replicas, is there will always, I think, be some ways that you don't like it as much as the original. Not necessarily, but there will almost always be some things that aren't as great, but also they have the opportunity to find new things and add new things, because they're building on an existing foundation of the show, and they get the luxury that the original creators didn't have of looking at a done version and looking at where they can find new moments. And I just don't know if there were as many new additions as I was hoping for. I was less concerned with what they were going to take away. I was more intrigued by what they were going to add. And I don't know how many additions we got.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell when a show reaches a definitive production. Because some shows don't find that in their first production. It's later on with a revival. Take Amelie, for example. The London production was a revival, But actually that now feels like the definitive production of Amelie, and if we look at any version that ever exists after that, will be echoing that London production.
Yeah, same very possibly with the likes of like
Wicked.
Merrily, I was going to say, with the version of it now. Wicked's an interesting one because with the Wicked, I saw a non-replica Wicked in Brazil, which is another vlog you can go and watch. And I went to Brazil to go and see that, and that was very different. But they found new things like Box Tin Man transformation and Elphaba flying over the audience. A lot of things that I'm sure they would have loved to have done in the original production that for whatever reason they weren't able to. Again, you had that thing of like there were some things that weren't as great, but there were some things that were even better. And this was just similar. It didn't feel like a bold reinterpretation or a reimagining.
It felt like a Disney Channel version.
It felt a bit like a Disney Channel version. It also just felt like a version that was technically different, but also the same. I will also say there was something in the press release when this was announced about them like re-examining, updating it slightly, and there was none of that. I didn't know if that was going to be like the material, the mental health themes, or just the depiction of social media, and it was none of the above. So I don't know if that was an idea that then disappeared, or just something they were saying in a press release, which happens, you know. Productions sometimes enter into these things with grand designs and big ideas, but it didn't feel like a new and substantially changed Evan Hansen. It was just sort of like different enough. It was the same show in a different font, basically, but not a super different font. Like, is it damning if I call this one Comic Sans Evan Hansen? Is that mean? In terms of the actual differences, though, they brought the company's understudies and covers on stage as an ensemble that they used in You Will Be Found in Waving Through a Window, and in the second act at a couple of moments as well. And they had these sliding frosted glass windows rather than digital screens throughout the show. They had costume differences. So Big So Small took place in Evan's bedroom rather than on a sofa, but it's really, you could count on one hand the real differences between this production and the original. So exploring Nottingham, I think we have found Nottingham Castle, and this is the Robin Hood statue. There you go! Good old Robin Hood. This seems to be the entrance to Nottingham Castle. If I'm out of breath, it's because Nottingham is hilly. But it's a pay once, visit all year round ticket, £15 for adults, and kids 15 and under, up to 3 children, go free. We can kind of peer into it over there. Maybe we'll Google what's inside and decide if we want to go explore Nottingham Castle and grounds. Do they have character meets? Can you meet Robin Hood? I would like to meet Robin Hood. We got a replacement program, everybody! Yay! Crisis, wouldn't have been a crisis, but crisis averted.
It's nice to have because this is like a monumental production.
Yeah. This was episode 1 of Does Anybody Have a Map? Our first non-replica Evan Hansen.
I thought you're now just gonna like retitle the Wicked one and be like, these are the different series of non-replicas. Will they get?
What would we call the
versions?
Wicked one?
Defying gravity, because it's flying.
I guess so. Everyone deserves the chance to fly.
That's too long.
So if you care to find me, I don't know. Yeah. Comment down below a good name. The Evan Hansen one came to me very easily, but
I thought of one that you can't use, but it's actually hilarious.
What?
Something bad.
Something. Why is something bad?
Mm.
But it was good. Anyway,
That's why I just said it's hilarious.
we can't all come and go by bubble.
You're too long. These are lines. We do not need lines. No.
Anyway,
For good, maybe. For the opposite of something bad.
okay. The reason, cutting you off now. The reason this is
good segments. If you in any Wicked reviews, for good,
and
points,
something
and something
bad.
bad for the bad points.
I'll do that for the movie.
Yes.
Anyway, the reason I've called this episode 1 of question mark is because this is the first major non-replica Evan Hansen, I believe they did one in Israel, I think, happened. But it was not the first to be announced, because there is one in Sydney that opens in about 5 minutes, by which I mean within the next couple of weeks. And that's then going to tour around Australia, as many Australian musical theatre productions do. And I was very tempted to go and see it, and I still might. I have been loudly talking about how desperate I am to go to Australia and see a bunch of Australian musicals. Hadestown also opening down under. So
Wicked's currently there.
Wicked is currently there. Do I go to go see? That's not non-replica Wicked, nor non-replica Hadestown. Those will be replica productions of the originals. But the Evan Hansen is another non-replica.
Titanic's there at the minute.
Also Titanic. So do we go to Australia? But they're also doing DEAR EVAN HANSEN, I believe, in the Netherlands and also in Sweden. So there could be 4+ installments of this series. And you would assume it won't be too long before they start doing regional American ones. So...
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because the North American tour's still happening.
Is it still happening?
Yeah, it's still happening. I saw the cast post recently.
Has it gone non-equity?
I don't even know if it has.
Fair enough, fair enough. But a couple of European options and Australia. So maybe you will see more. Does anybody have a map? I don't know. In the meantime, Evan cycles. So for the next portion of our day, we have taken a bus. We got on the I-4 to Wollerton Park and Hall. And there is a golf course to our right. There is a park here. And we are heading to Wollerton Hall, which is also what, Aaron James?
The hall used for Batman.
It's Batman's house. It is. It is Christian Bale Batman's house from the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy that I guess was used for exterior filming in Nottingham. Who knew? Fun fact, I went to the same secondary school as Christian Bale. Now I'm going to his house. So Batman and I, like this, at this point. Bezzy mates. Me and Big Bats. But yes, we're going to go walk around there. It's also a deer park. And I figured if we can see some deer today, then like DEAR EVAN HANSEN, topical, thematic. That is the next one. That is part 3 on our DEAR EVAN HANSEN location bingo. Most amazing trees, and we are surrounded by many trees. Grabbing a scoop of ice cream and seeing some deer for DEAR EVAN HANSEN. You saw a deer the other day.
I was about to say, I saw a deer the day before we travelled.
Yeah.
Right by our house.
It's a sign.
It was a baby deer. It was called a muntjac.
Are we approaching a lake or a building? I can't tell.
I think that's a lake.
We're gonna go find out. Okay, we have just spied Batman's house over there. It's like one of those celebrity home tours. But these are definitely the most amazing trees. Look at these. We have a strong new contender for the most amazing trees. It is these ones here in Wollerton. In this park. We found Batman's house, but I think we may have been approaching it from behind. We also, what is this? Nottingham Industrial Museum. Lots of school groups here, learning valuable things. Also found a cafe in a courtyard that did Jammy Dodger Blondies. Very happy. Okay, we found the front of the building used to portray Wayne Manor in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. It's having a little construction work done at the moment. Batman's renovating. And we also found deer. I've lost the deer. Can you see the deer? Also an entire big top circus that was perfectly obscured behind some trees. Fully didn't see this until I rounded the corner of the tree line. Are they doing Barnum? I assume they're not doing Barnum. So I don't want to get too close to the deer because there are signs telling us it's rutting season and they will be very protective of their territory, which is fair enough. Are we closer to the one? I think we're closer to the ones over there. Maybe we go... Those people are way closer to the deer than we are. Look at the antlers! Wow! Here they are. There you go. Really putting the deer back into DEAR EVAN HANSEN. I don't know if I've ever seen so many deer in the same place before. We want to go say hello to more of the deer, but we don't want to get too close to the deer because we're being conscientious and we have read the signs.
We've been warned.
They are rutting. which is an aggressive possibility, and we don't want to be gored. That deer is approaching that family having a picnic. They do not seem concerned by this. I'm concerned for them. I am all the way zoomed in on my camera, so we're not actually that close, but this I think is the closest we're gonna get. Look at these deer! I didn't grow up seeing a lot of deer in the part of the world I came from, so this is very novel to me. Look at the antlers. Wow. That one's got, oh, one in the middle there's got all sorts of stuff on its antlers. It's like a hair accessory. I want to help. Is this a difference between male and female? Do the female have like the antlers that don't have all the different things? I don't know. I need deer experts. Pop up in the comments. Tell us what you know. I'm very pleased that we came here to see the deer. Over there, Batman's house behind me. What a remarkable part of the world. What are they eating? Just grass?
Oh.
Are they locking antlers?
Yeah.
Oh, they just briefly locked antlers. The tension of that moment was like, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? But deer. More deer content if you're interested. This one does seem a little bit smaller. Younger deer going on there. And these ones here, which are quite close to us and have massive, massive antlers. My goodness. You are majestic. Look at the eyes. What a beautiful animal. My goodness. Oh my gosh, look at the face. So, budding naturalist, Aaron, which one? Is it naturist or naturalist? One of them's about animals, the other one's about nudity. Aaron James has been researching the two different types of deer which have herds here at Wollerton. And we think what we've just seen are a bunch of red deer.
Yeah.
And the other type are
fallow deer, which are like Bambi with
yeah.
the little dots.
Bambi's a fallow deer. Oh, that looks like, is that dots? No. I don't know. There are many deer though. I was hoping we'd just see like one from a distance, but they are
everywhere.
They are everywhere. Imagine we went to Canada. We went to 5 different parts of Canada, again, see previous vlog, and did not see one moose. And then we come to Nottingham to see DEAR EVAN HANSEN, and we find like 50 deer. So there's a bunch of deer that have just crossed over there.
This does look like an adolescent.
We're waiting for this one to move. No, don't come this way, sir. Follow that one. Add a deer. There you go. You take your time now. So reflections then on this, our first trip to see a non-replica production of DEAR EVAN HANSEN, this time in Nottingham in the UK. Are we glad to have made the trip? Yeah, I am as well. I'm always intrigued by these productions, and it's worth pointing out that like I was probably more excited about the show when I went to go see Wicked, because I think I'm more of a fan of Wicked. I don't think either of us would characterise ourselves as like...
We're not DEAR EVAN HANSEN stans.
We're not DEAR EVAN HANSEN stans.
I love Pascal Paul's music.
I think there's a lot of strength in the material, and I actually think the best version of the show is still yet to be conceived. I think there's a version of it that leans more into its inherent darkness and morally grey aspect that concerns itself less with trying to package this very optimistic stance on mental health. I think there's a more interesting DEAR EVAN HANSEN to be found somewhere. So that is what I think will compel me to continue seeking out the new interpretations. So I would continue travelling to see future Evan Hansens, and I think it's really interesting to be able to compare the same show done in different ways. But I've also had a lovely time in Nottingham. We saw some deer, we had some nice foods, we had a lovely stay at the Lace Market Hotel. Did not get to ride a tram, but perhaps somehow on our way back to the station, even if just for one stop, I will find a way to include a tram journey. Anyway, that I think is going to be the end of this vlog. Thank you for joining us for Does Anybody Have a Map? our journey to see Dear Evan Hansen in Nottingham. Let us know if you have plans to see the tour around the UK. Let us know if you've seen theatre in Nottingham before, if there's any significant cultural events we missed out on, if you know anything about Dear. Comment down below. Let us know if you would like us to travel to go and see the non-replica productions coming up in Sweden, the Netherlands and Australia, and also, critically, if you know of any more that aren't on my radar, or any other shows getting non-replica productions in Europe or around the world, let us know about those as well. Maybe we'll try and go see those. In the meantime, thank you for watching this vlog, and I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!